The Old Man and the Sea is a 1952 novella by the American author Ernest Hemingway. It tells the story of Santiago, an old fisherman who hasn't caught a single fish in 84 days. On the 85th day, Santiago decides to sail farther than usual, hoping that this time he will finally catch a fish. From the very beginning, Santiago is shown as a man fighting against time. His old age, his long streak of bad luck, and his physical exhaustion are not just parts of the story. They symbolize a quiet battle against the slow wearing down of life itself. On the 85th day, Santiago finally hooks a fish. But this is no ordinary catch. The old man realizes it might be the biggest fish he or any fisherman has ever seen. The fish begins to pull his boat and tear into his hands, pushing Santiago's body to its absolute limits. Still, he refuses to let go. This is where the story shifts. Santiago's decision to hold on, even when it would be reasonable, even wise to give up, shows that his fight is no longer about food or money. It becomes a matter of honor. The fish stops being just a fish and becomes something deeper, a calling, a force that pulls Santiago forward even when the odds are nearly zero. It becomes his destiny. This tension between persistence and stubbornness is one of the strongest symbolic elements of the book. At one point, Santiago even catches another fish, one that had two smaller fish inside. Yet it was not enough, and he keeps chasing the greater one. This moment shows the nature of a tragic hero, someone who refuses the easier path, even when it would save him. Santiago prefers an impossible glory over guaranteed comfort. His greatness doesn't come from the setting around him, but from the inner decision to go all the way, even if the end means his own destruction. After enormous effort and pushing himself beyond human limits, Santiago brings the great fish to the surface. It is a massive marlin. Proud of his victory, he ties it to the side of his boat and begins the long journey back home. The trip back is perhaps the most symbolic part of the story. As soon as he blinks, sharks appear. They attack relentlessly, tearing the marlin apart bite by bite, eating away the physical shape of Santiago's victory. By the time he reaches the shore, the fish's flesh is gone, and only its skeleton remains. But this is not a defeat. It is a transformation of his victory. Even though the carcass is worthless in money, it is enough to place Santiago among the legendary fishermen. He returns with no meat, no profit, and nearly dead, but with honor. His achievement is recognized, even though the material proof of it has been destroyed. It is important to understand what those 84 days without catching a fish did to Santiago. They did not starve him to death, but they damaged his honor, and honor was what he was really fighting to reclaim. One of the most powerful moments comes at the end of the book. Some American tourists see the giant skeleton on the beach. When they ask what it is, the waiter simply replies, "Sharks." And this simple line carries a double meaning. On one hand, Santiago becomes symbolically similar to the sharks that attacked him, relentless, aggressive, unstoppable. On the other hand, the tourists and the waiter believe that only a force of nature could have been responsible for something so immense. In their eyes, it must have been the sharks, not a man who did that to a fish. In a way, they are right. The old man, by facing the sea, has become part of it. His achievement is so extraordinary that it escapes normal understanding. It looks like the work of nature itself, not of a human being. At that moment, Santiago and his deed rise to the level of myth. In the end, The Old Man and the Sea celebrates human greatness not through material victories, but through the integrity with which someone holds on to a struggle. Hemingway suggests that a man's value is not in what he brings home, but in the fact that he dared to go. Victory is not found in the trophy, but in the journey, in the battles and challenges that shape the way toward it. The story isn't just about persistence, it is about the relationship between man and the unstoppable power of nature, and, even more deeply, about the nature within ourselves. Santiago defeats the sea not by bringing the fish back, but by daring to face it. In his silent journey, he embodies the immaterial and unbreakable force of vocation. In the end, he returns exhausted, empty, and almost dead. Yet, he is victorious not by conquest, but by standing equal with the sea.